this year he comes back to training camp, he's got a whole lot more confidence, I think, he has a belief that he's an NHL player, and I think it's showing up in his play. So, not just tonight, I thought he was one of the brighter lights in the game from our standpoint. But throughout the course of the camp, I think he's really shown that he's capable of playing at this level.
Mike, I wanted to ask for your impressions of Yoel Blomqvist tonight, especially coming off a pretty tough game in Buffalo, just how he rebounded.
I thought it was a great response for him. It was one of the reasons why we wanted to get him back in there. I thought he played a very calculated game. He had a calm demeanor. He was tracking pucks. He made a couple good saves for us. And I think that's a really good sign when a player has the ability to bounce back the way he did.
Coach, I just wanted to get your thoughts on Cody Glass's game tonight. Looked like he was very noticeable in a good way, and that whole line was. So just your thoughts on his play and that line's play.
I thought that line had a lot of chances for us. It was our best line. I thought they had a lot of opportunities to score, and Cody was a big part of that. I think he has good speed. He challenges with outside speed. I thought on the power play breakouts, he had a couple of noticeable speed bursts coming through the neutral zone, and so I thought he played well from that standpoint. He was certainly noticeable, in that line. I thought for us generated a fair amount of scoring chances. I don't think they got rewarded for the amount of chances that they got. They could have had a few more, given the amount of chances that they got. They were quality looks, and he was a big part of it.
Mike, Phil Kral with about 6 minutes left in regulation. Is there any status you can provide on him?
So I haven't met with our medical staff right now. I know he's out with a lower body injury. That's all I can tell you.
Mike, just curious what your assessment of Ryan Shea would be here just through camp and a couple preseason games here, and just is he a guy that you're starting to notice develop a little bit more of an element to his game offensively, especially with the puck movement in particular?
Yeah, I think Ryan does a lot of really good subtle things with the puck. He has real good poise. He doesn't just throw pucks away. He has good vision, and he has the ability to make outlet passes tape to tape. I think he's done. I think he's made some really good plays, and there's a few instances where he's trying to, I think, do a little bit too much. And one of the things that we talked to him about is just recognizing when there's not a whole lot of ice there, a whole lot of opportunity to make that play. Sometimes as a defenseman, you just have to make a simple play. You might have to use the glass, you might have to make a high flip, you might have to gain a line, and we can chase a puck down in the neutral zone or in the offensive zone, whatever it may be. I'm really encouraged by the fact that he has the confidence to try to make the plays, and I think when Quinny works with him and our staff works with him, I think we can iron out some of those other circumstances that'll help him become a little bit more calculated. But some of the subtleties of his game with the puck, I think, is what impresses me the most about Ryan. He defends really well with his stick, but he sees it pretty good when he has the puck. He makes a lot of real nice subtle plays that help us get out of our end or help us keep possession. And I think that, without question, is probably his biggest asset.
Mike, I know preseason games can be tough to evaluate players, but I feel like maybe especially so for goalies, because the lineups of both teams, there can be discrepancies, players are getting used to each other and things like that. So when you're looking at, you can talk about Ned tonight, but just goalies in general in the preseason, what particular things are you looking for when you're evaluating them if they're also trying to get their footing with the game?
I think just process, movement, tracking. For me, at the end of the day, and this might be a better question for Andy Kyoto, our goalie coach, but the way I look at it is, at the end of the night, when you're assessing goaltenders, I think it's, you ask yourself the question, is that a good save, or should he have it? Is it a good goal? Questions like that, and so, I know there are some when, either us as a staff or the goaltender would say, I would have liked to have had that one, right? That's probably one of those ones that, hey, it would have been a good save if he made it, but, and then there are some that, you know, maybe you'd really like a guy to have, or, you know, things of that nature. So I think there's process involved, and that's more the technical aspect that Andy Chiodo breaks down for us. The way I look at it sometimes is more about, you know, does he make the saves he's supposed to make? Is he giving our team an opportunity, a chance to win? And so, I mean, for me, that's probably in its most simplest form when you're assessing the goaltender. I think when the goaltenders are doing their job, they're making the saves they're supposed to make. They might make a few that are really, really good saves. And if they do that, they're for the most part giving our team an opportunity to win the game.
My question about Kevin Hayes. I'm curious your sort of opinion or evaluation of him on the outside, having not spent, you know, a ton of time around him versus what you've seen since camp started. What has he shown?
So I think Kevin is first and foremost, he's a terrific person. You know, he brings a whole lot of personality to our locker room. I think he's a really smart hockey player, and he makes a lot of plays with the puck. You know, we're pushing Kevin to play the game with a little bit more pace, and that's one element that we've been on him about, because we think he can make a contribution and help us win games if he continues to try to play the game with pace and playing on his toes and not getting in glide mode. But from a hockey player standpoint, I think his hockey IQ is really high. He has real good offensive instincts. He's good in the face-off circle. He's a good penalty killer. He's got a good stick. He reads plays well. These are all the things that I think that he's good at, that he brings to the table also. So he's a terrific person, and you know, and we're going to continue to push him just on the pace side of it, because I think if we can elevate his pace, I think there's another level to him.
Last one too. I just wanted to get your impressions of Avery Hayes from, you know, these games and also what you saw from him in the Prospects Challenge.
I think Avery's had a really strong training camp starting with the Prospects Challenge. I think you know, one of the reasons why he's played in these games is because we felt he's earned them. You know, he plays the game with a lot of moxie, and I think he's a guy that you know, that makes a lot of smart plays. He's got a good stick. He's got a long stick. He reminds me of Matt Zuccarello. That's what I told him. He's got a long stick. He sees the plays really well. And he makes a lot of plays that guys don't make. You know, you think a play's going to die, and all of a sudden he makes a play through a pair of skates, or, you know, under a stick, and all of a sudden something comes out of it. And that's what I see in this game. I think he's a good hockey player. I think there's huge opportunity for growth, you know, being as young as he is. And I think pace of play is one aspect of it. I think just strength on the puck, things of that nature that most young players are challenged with in making that jump to the next level. But he's another guy that I think has a real high hockey IQ.